So we're going to talk a little bit about your boy Wack 100. Got his ass knocked the hell out. And this was at the Well and Loud event that was in LA. And he should already know that that was about to happen. So his karma came for him, just like Jussie Smollett, like I told you guys last time. All that neighborhood Pyru crap. And no disrespect to those that are in those gangs. But it didn't go too far, because once you get older, you know, when you start getting older, when you should be pushing a walker, and I'm saying that from my own experience, because I'm getting older too. What would I look like, a 50-year-old lady, if I was trying to be a manager for gangster rappers and I'm out there doing more than them? As you may know, Blueface was laughing, and it doesn't matter if he was laughing or not, because he's whack, you know, Wack 100, whack artist. That's what I equate him to. And you know, not to be mean or nothing, you know, Blueface, to me, can't rap. I can't even see how I watched the show where they condone that he could rap. Like, I don't understand anything he says besides bust it, and that's it. Bust it down, you know, whatever. It's the stupidest song ever. The only part that went hard was Cardi B, and that's hard for her. Like, the last track that she did with French Montana, Fat Joe, was whack. And I think it's Post Malone too, but I'm not sure if it's Post Malone or just her. I don't know, because all of them sound the same. And so Cardi B, you know, she did her thing, and I love her Rags to Riches story, but it doesn't mean that I'm drinking the Kool-Aid and saying that she's the best rapper. And her making all those comments like, you know, it's just so happens in this day and age that, you know, you're a great entertainer, you're great when it comes to making people laugh. But for me personally, I don't like listening to Cardi B's music because I don't really feel like, you know, it's real rap, it's entertainment. So I commend her for her strive in the industry, but I've heard better. And, you know, like Lil' Kim and other people. But at the end of the day, you know, she's doing her own thing, and she's an independent rapper, and I'm not hating on her. She's not my type of music that I want to hear. I like Remy Ma. I like people with bars. And I like the story that they provide, not someone else telling your story, them telling their own story. And that's just me. And not saying that, you know, maybe one day there will be a couple songs. Well, there are a couple songs. Let me stop lying. There's a song that she did with Bruno Mars, Please Me. I like that, and a lot of people don't like it. Okay? I don't like her singing, really, but at the end of the day, who doesn't sing nowadays with auto-tune? Post Malone is singing the radio on every song, and he's doing his thing. He's hustling, he's making music, he's making his dreams come true. And they've done more than I've done for my dream, and probably a lot of you that are listening right now. But at the end of the day, you know, we're here to talk about Wack 100 and the firestorm that he basically built on his own, by his own hand. You know, at this point in time, you know, at the Rolling Loud Festival, he got knocked out. It looked like to me he got knocked out twice, because if he was fighting somebody prior to that, he looked disillusioned. He looked like he didn't even know where the hell he was. And then at the end of this all, you know, he had this other big guy that was like 500 pounds, but big enough, like security, and he was walking him up and down the parking lot. So that makes you tired already, okay? And then I saw this smaller guy on the other side of the parking lot try to like say he was going to do something, and I think Wack 100 said he's about to get his gun or something, and everyone started running because they thought they were going to get shot. So I don't know if you guys caught that, and I'm not sure if I'm just tripping out on that. Maybe he felt like he needed to get his gun because they're going to get theirs. I don't know. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve to protect himself, but he has to understand, you know, this last time that he went on Nipsey Hussle, he said what he had to say. He's already put his words out there to bring back the karma that he was provided. He ran his goddamn mouth. I told you guys that he's a hater. You know, he's a big ass hater. And he got what he deserved. Nobody tried to really help him. Maybe there was a couple people with him that tried to help him. But I feel like sometimes, like, you know, you got to learn how to humble yourself. And he did an interview with Hollywood Unlocked. Tried to explain himself. I'm not going to talk about it here because I really want to talk about him personally. I mean, YG got the issue with him. Stretch, I think he like got in a fight with him as well. Mike Tyson did. Everyone that comes in connection with him. And nowadays, you know, everything's about clicks and getting views and all that other stuff, and it doesn't matter to him like if he puts himself out there in a unprofessional way, I would say. But he still thinks he's a gangster. So I mean, you got to pick one, man. You know, I'll give him his props for being someone to basically be able to take an artist from nothing to building them up. I'll give him that. I will also say that I feel like there's a better way he could have said what he said about Nipsey Hussle and the situation. You know, yeah, in the hood, people do dumb shit when they feel like they're getting you know, man to man, when they feel like they're upping the other. Somebody has to do something back. True enough. But to say that about someone in a hateful way that people really had love for is completely wrong. So that's something that he has to live with. And I don't feel like this is the end of his ass whoopings. I feel like he's going to get his ass whooped every time he goes somewhere. He might as well just sit down at the house, watch TV, drink a beer, eat some burgers, some hot dogs. It looks like he's been eating a lot of them. Just sit at the house, take care of your family, stop, make your money. You've already been successful in the rap business when it comes to different artists. So just do that. I mean, I'm not saying I like these artists. I don't think the game's a legend. I don't think that the other one, Blueface, is. And so it's really funny when someone tries to spin doctor some bullshit on Adam 22's show, No Jumper podcast, and say, hey, yep, they're legends. You're supposed to say that because they're paying you. But at the end of the day, let's not lie now, He also talks shit about Tupac. So he's in the business of talking shit. And I think he needs to take some lessons from Suge Knight. When he was talking about Puff Daddy all up in the video, he wanted to be the star. And that's one thing I am so concerned about, that Biggie and Pop and also Suge Knight and Puffy situation. I really, something's just not right with the Biggie situation either. And we'll get into that on another date. But at the end of the day, I really don't like Wack 100. I'm happy he got his ass knocked the hell out like Debo. And from my understanding, it was Nipsey Hussle's bodyguard. So hey, he did his thing, he talked his shit, and now it's time to get your ass whipped. A hard head makes a soft ass, and you got your ass laid out, from my understanding. So I just think he needs to not go to any of these events that are California based, because that's like going to New York and talking shit about Biggie Smalls and going around his family and people that love him, and then they're gonna kick your ass, because that's just how shit goes. You're a hater, and hate gets hate back. So I just think that he needs to go take the secret book, read it for a little bit, take some time off, and humble himself. Maybe read a couple of scriptures of the Bible. I don't know. Hopefully what jumps out to him, that, the mouth is poisonous, the words that come out of it, if you're an evil man. And so maybe that might help him. And I just really think it's kind of funny that he got his ass kicked. Sorry. Tisket a tasket. Wack got his ass kicked. I'm out on this one. I'll let you watch the footage of what happened, and also what he said on Hollywood Unlocked on the next one on our site, Radiotubetv.com. Otherwise, stay tuned for the next video, because we'll be talking about Apryl Jones and the aftermath of the so-called jealousy thing that she was trying to spin. Trope, oh, he's going to get jealous if I date his friend. Didn't work out. You lose. And unfortunately for her, she's lost her children now. Before this happened, there's a lot of stories saying that she lost her children. Maybe this was an amicable situation where she already wanted him to take the kids and she do her own thing. We also have to think about, we can't just sit here. I mean, I don't like Apryl Jones. That's just me. I don't really care either what she does with Little Fizz, because he ain't nobody to be worried about. But we have to also think about the fact that we don't know what happened between her and Omarion. Maybe he did sell her dream. Maybe she's bitter because of it and wanted to get him jealous, and this didn't work, and she's lost in the game. So I'll be talking about what we didn't think about on Apryl Jones, as far as her situation, her side of the story. We don't know her side of the story besides what she did on Nick Cannon. So I'll be dissecting that and also giving some more commentary on Apryl Jones, because I feel bad a little bit, because maybe she needs help and doesn't know how to get it. And unfortunately, when you're turned out in Hollywood the way she is, not to be mean, you just see the way she's acting. She's a very troubled girl. I think she's more troubled than Moniece is, and maybe Moniece just has the strength to ask for help. But I don't feel sorry for her. I mean, this is just something she needs to do on her own. I feel like, in many cases, she thought she was going to maybe get with Omarion. They were going to live happily ever after. And there's nothing wrong with that. She's with a successful R&B artist. It didn't work out. And now Little Fizz and her are looking like fools, because he betrayed someone that he was doing a lot of successful things with in his life for someone that actually just used him. And now he looks like a goddamn fool. And everybody believes that anything that Jess Hilarious said, Moniece, anyone that's come out and said anything about her, including Jason Lee, has the credibility now that she's messy, ridiculous, and she needs to sit herself down somewhere. So, and it's just a shame, like, if she thinks that she doesn't care about what people think, why lie about being friends? Why lie about whatever? It's almost like a contradiction when you listen to them on the Love and Hip Hop latest episode 1 and 2, because it's a contradiction of what everybody's saying. And then you have Yo-Yo trying to defend her. I mean, I get it. Someone has to defend Apryl Jones, but she put herself in the situation. So let her. She made her made. She made her bed. Now she got to lie in it. Okay, let her lie in that bed that she made so greatly for herself. She wanted the clout chasing. She, could have just used, her, the fact that she's Omarion's baby mama, went on Love and Hip Hop, did music, and she did that. But she just did not respect herself, and I think that's what people are really let down at. They feel sad for her because they thought she was someone that she wasn't. And maybe at her best, that's who Apryl Jones is. I'm no one to judge, but I just really feel bad for her. Really kind of like, I did do the video, she's a hoe, whatever. And she is at this point. That's what she wants people to think, to get attention. And I just don't think clicks equal attention when you're trying to do music in the type of way she is, And her music was all about hating on Moniece, and it's disrespectful for her to be with Fizz and do that, and actually have the nerve to tell Moniece how she should take care of her kids, child. And if she has this mental illness like she does, maybe she can't take care of Cameron, but if she has him when she's supposed to, I don't really feel like she should put herself into that business, because if you haven't been there long term, I don't feel like you should say anything. Just like if you don't like it when we're saying anything about your relationship with Omarion and vice versa, So I just feel like she should give the same energy to her situation, just like Moniece said, as she does to Moniece's and Fizz. Like, you have to have some level of respect, because that still is Cameron's mother. And if he found out the way that you're treating his mom, maybe he wouldn't want you to be his stepmother if you guys end up making it through this rough time. And I'm not sure why Fizz thought it was okay to build a house with another man's land. Because Omarion still loves her. Who knows? There might have been some hope for their relationship. But at this point, I don't think so. But we'll see what happens next. The Millennium Tour must go on. And it's going to go on without Fizz. And definitely he doesn't want to see Apryl up there. So I'm happy that Omarion made the best decision for himself. And it's just too bad that some people try to play a game that they couldn't play good at, And unfortunately now Omarion has children, whether it's a mutual agreement or not. I think, to me, in my own eyes, I think that's the best place for them. I mean, why be in a home where, Apryl Jones really needs some help, and I just hope she gets the help that she needs. And I don't think she's going to find it in a rapper's presence. I just don't. I don't think she's going to find it being with a man. I think it's something, like Omarion, she needs to take some spiritual journey and just go somewhere by herself so that she can heal and be a better person, because it's sad to see what she did on IG. And I did post the video, so I left the link on the side if you want to watch it. She's a hot mess, and that's probably why they took the children. They would just have to show that tape at the trial. They could also show the fact that little Fizz is definitely, I don't know. I don't know what he does in his personal life. I really don't care, and I don't really care what she does. But she put it out there, so when you put stuff out there in the streets, that's what happens. So unfortunately, I don't feel sorry for Apryl Jones, but I will be talking a little bit more on our website about her personally, because I feel like, a lot of times when I'm creating content as well as others, we do say things that we know to be our own opinion. But at the end of the day, she's definitely a black woman. She has no father, and she has a lot of issues, what it looks like, with her mom and just different things. And maybe she built her head up and thought, oh, I'm going to get married to Omarion. He's a great singer. And just things didn't work out. And unfortunately, that happens sometimes. You can't get mad at the next person for that and then try to date his friend and then expect the world to accept it. It's just not going to happen that way, especially if you're really genuinely don't seem like that type of person. It makes people feel bad, but also mad at you for acting like a goddamn fool on IG and pretending that someone else is a bad parent. I've never seen Moniece do the things that you've done, and I personally question Little Fizz's mental stability as well, if he thinks that it's okay for you to be doing that. I mean, what kind of home is that? Like, I get the children are so confused. And not to say that there isn't people that have those type of relationships. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is having different people running in and out your house, doing what you're doing on IG, ranting and raving online, and also when you're filming, as well as in person. I really feel like she's at her wit's end, and she tried to act like, okay, he saved me from my issues with Omarion. No, you just jumped into another situation before you got over the last. And had you guys, I think personally, if they were going to have a relationship out of respect for Omarion, Little Fizz should have went to him and said, hey, you know, I've really been rocking with your baby mama, helping her out when she's been down and out. And because you didn't get married to her and left her, supposedly, I really want to know what the real deal with that is. And maybe get more background on what happened before you just jump in a relationship with this person. And I think that when he was on the show and said that he did not know that Little Fizz said that they weren't brothers, it upset him. And he just had to say what he had to say for whatever reason. So let me know your thoughts on this Wack 100 story. You know, he got his ass whipped, knocked out like Debo. Let me know what you think about that. You knew he had it coming or not? And what do you think's next? You think he's going to have problems everywhere he goes? Also, I want you to comment below. Holler in the comments. Let me know what you think about Apryl Jones. And, you know, do you think she really needs some help and maybe not talk to any men for a while? And do you really think it's disrespectful that she and Fizz are dating each other? Or not? Or is it just like, okay, who cares? I don't really care, but this is what's going on right now. I wanted to go ahead and speak on it. I want you to speak on it in the comments because you guys are my audience and you are my co-host, and you let me know what's hot and what's not. So please go ahead and make a comment below. Donate to this channel. Okay, I got my collection plate going around with this channel. Go ahead and make them comments. Otherwise, share this. Go ahead and share this video with another person.